Hello, and welcome to our special bedtime history. Tonight, let's journey back in time, not with a fairy tale, but with a true story about a real hero whose dream changed a nation. So, get comfortable, close your eyes if you like, and let your imagination travel with me to a time when things were very different. Our story begins in Atlanta, Georgia, on a sunny day in January 1929, with the birth of a little boy named Michael King Jr. He grew up in a loving home, filled with books, music, and strong values. His father was a pastor, a leader in their community, and his mother was a talented musician. From a young age, Michael, who would later be known to the world as Martin Luther King Jr., was taught the importance of kindness, respect, and standing up for what is right. But as Martin grew, he began to see things that troubled him. He saw signs that said whites only on water fountains and in restaurants. He saw that his friends with lighter skin could go to different schools and play in different parks. This was a system called segregation, and it was based on the unfair idea that people should be treated differently because of the color of their skin. One day, the mother of his two best friends, who were white, told him he couldn't play with her sons anymore. When Martin asked his own mother why, she sat him down and, with tears in her eyes, explained the difficult history of their country. But she also told him something he would never forget. "You are as good as anyone." Those words planted a seed in his heart, a belief in his own worth and the worth of every single person. Martin was a brilliant student. He loved to read and learn. He was so smart that he skipped 2 grades and started college when he was only 15 years old. In college, he read about great thinkers and leaders from all over the world. He was especially inspired by Mahatma Gandhi from India, who taught that you could fight against injustice, not with fists or anger, but with peace, love, and courage. This idea of non-violent resistance resonated deeply with Martin. He realized that this was the most powerful way to create lasting change. After finishing his studies and becoming a doctor of theology, Dr. King followed in his father's footsteps and became a pastor. He moved to a city called Montgomery, Alabama, with his wonderful wife, Coretta Scott King. It was there that his journey as a great leader truly began. In Montgomery, in 1955, a brave woman named Rosa Parks was arrested simply because she refused to give up her bus seat to a white person. Her quiet act of courage sparked a fire. Dr. King was chosen to lead the Montgomery bus boycott for 381 days. An entire community stood together. They walked to work, they carpooled, they supported each other, all to protest the unfair bus laws. It was incredibly difficult, but they did it peacefully. Their unity and determination showed the world the power of standing together, and they won. The Supreme Court ruled that segregation on public buses was illegal. This victory was just the beginning. Dr. King became the voice of the civil rights movement. He traveled all across the country, giving powerful speeches that inspired hope and courage in millions of people. He spoke about justice, equality, and the importance of judging people not by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. He organized marches and protests, always reminding his followers to remain peaceful, even when faced with anger and hatred. He led the famous march from Selma to Montgomery to fight for the right for all citizens to vote. It was a long and dangerous walk, but they kept going, singing songs of freedom. Then came the summer of 1963. On a hot August day, hundreds of thousands of people from all walks of life gathered in Washington, D.C. They came to the nation's capital for the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom. They stood together, a sea of faces, hoping for a better future. It was there, standing on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial, that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. shared his powerful dream with the world. He spoke not from a script, but from his heart. He said, "I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today." He dreamed of a world where children could play together without prejudice, where former enemies could sit down together at the table of brotherhood, and where freedom and justice would ring from every mountainside. His words were like poetry, flowing over the crowd and into the hearts of people across the globe. His voice was filled with passion and hope. It wasn't just a dream for himself. It was a dream for all of America, a dream of a more perfect, more just, and more loving nation. Dr. King's dream and his tireless work helped to change America. His efforts led to the passage of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Voting Rights Act of 1965. These laws were giant steps forward, making many of the unfair practices he had fought against illegal. For his incredible work in leading a non-violent revolution, he was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize, the youngest person at the time to receive it. Dr. King's life was tragically cut short, but his dream never died. His legacy lives on in every act of kindness, in every person who stands up against injustice, and in every effort to build a more inclusive world. We celebrate him not just with a holiday, but by trying to live out the values he championed: love, equality, and peace. So, as you drift off to sleep tonight, remember the story of Martin Luther King Jr. Remember that one person, armed with a powerful dream and a courageous heart, can truly change the world. And remember that his dream is now a part of all of us, a light to guide us toward a better, more peaceful tomorrow. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed our story tonight, please consider liking this video and subscribing for more bedtime histories. We wish you a peaceful night and the sweetest of dreams. Good night.